Hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB and this is Football Manager 2022, the Youth Academy Chance Save with Beira-Mar. We've just had a transfer window and yeah, this is going to hurt a little bit because we might have just lost our best player through means out of our control. David Alves had an offer from St. Etienne. I turned it down. I mean, look at the money they're offering. So poor. Just 18,000. Why would you do that? Then they doubled it to 31,000. I said no. Then Calgary came in and offered 575,000. The president, our new president, who I actually liked before this moment, accepted it. And then Venezuela came in and offered 700,000. He also accepted that. Now, admittedly, I could have resigned. I could have had a put up a fuss. I actually convinced the president to not accept a lowered bid because at one point he actually accepted 375,000 from Calgary. I told him, no, don't do that. We can get more from this. He listened to me. And this is what happens when he listens to me. 200,000 more, at least. But then, same day, he accepted the deal. He's gone. He's leaving us. And Alves has signed for Calgary, which is rather frustrating, to say the least. He's excited for the idea of playing in Serie A with Calgary, and he has signed for them for 650,000. We do have a 40% profit off next sale, so it's not the end of the world. It's just a shame we've lost him. Now, admittedly, I thought we'll get the 575,000 straight away. Turns out that was wrong. Because in the clauses, they'll owe us 80 grand if he makes 20 appearances in the league, which, okay, it's fine. But they also are having to give us 2 extra installments of 173,000 each, which means we didn't get the 575,000 up front straight away, which I was hoping would be the case. So let's calculate this, okay? We got given 229,000 straight away. Slightly awkward when you realize we only got 229,000 straight away. David Alves now is worth between 250,000 to 2.6 million. He's also listed for loan immediately, as he's been listed for loan as a club are hoping to make a profit on him. Then why just sign him for me? I was using my first team. Goodness gracious alive. I mean, of all things you could do to me, this is not what I was hoping you'd do. He's also made 80 appearances. He's homegrown at the club. He loves us. He doesn't love the club, apparently. He loves me and my backroom staff. But it's just a frustration, you know. And he's apparently like this guy. I mean, I can see why they're not using him right now, but could you at least not sign him in the January transfer? I would have liked to at least have him at the end of the season. Or whatever. David Alves has left us, and it was out of my control. But at the end of the day, it was expected. Let's be honest. We've also had a few games since we last met, and I like to think we've done pretty well. Maybe. I don't know. The first game we had was in the Tata de Portugal 5th round match against Gil Vicente, and I'm going to be honest with you, we got battered in terms of the scoreline. Mazzotti got the opening goal early on, and then the second half, they just started opening the scoring account a bit more. Spano Rejo with the finish. Okay, 2-0 here. Then it's 3-0 in the 61st minute of the game. Fran Navarro with the finish, and Navarro with the finish there just really made me realize, oh, we're going to struggle. Then they scored again in the 62nd minute, and really, it's this point I realized we're not going to survive in this round, are we? So, yeah, 4-0 down, so 62 minutes. We do get a penalty. Junior scores it. Only consolation we're ever going to get in this game, especially when they decided to get a 5th goal in the 94th minute of the game. We're already out of it after the 3rd goal, I think, but Navarro with the finish again for his 2nd of the game, and our cup run gets destroyed in the end. So keep at a 5.7 rating. It's the worst performance I've seen from him so far, and we didn't really deserve anything out of this, even if we had more shots than they did. Oh, actually, it was high because of the penalty, but that's about it. That's the only consolation we'd have. We actually scored against them, and they couldn't keep a clean sheet, so it could have been better. We then went to Villafranca, and we took the lead inside 26 minutes. Breda finds Bonds, who scores his first ever goal for us, and I was very much a happy boy when I saw that go in, because I thought, yeah, we're doing well. Then we have a penalty 5 minutes later, and it's Sandover scoring again. He's good, and we love Sandover, we really do. Admittedly, if you look at the stats down here in the bottom corner, Villafranca actually had more shots in the second half, so afterwards we kind of struggled to hold them back, but we still held on, and we still got all 3 points, so yay for us. Also, we just had 2 shots on target, and that was our 2 goals. Imagine being Villafranca right now. The next match we had was against Benfica's B team, and Marcia scores the opening goal, his first ever goal for the club 23 minutes in. We do not hold on, unfortunately, because Antunes loses the ball, then Mauricio Jr. can't keep hold of it, and then that finish happens. And I'm going to say this here now, I can't blame the keeper for that. That's just more defending and the fact we just didn't hold on to the ball. I blame Antunes for the goal, but yeah, when a goal like that goes in against you, you can't really do much about it. And honestly, it was a very even game, and you can't do much about it, so 1-1 was very fair as far as I'm concerned. We then took on Espinho and we drew 0-0. I don't know why we can't beat them this year, but we're not losing either, so it could be worse. They had the same amount of shots as we did. We had less shots on target than they did, so they actually had the better XG. So maybe we were lucky, and maybe at the same time, it was kind of even Stevens here. So again, I'm not upset with the fact we drew here. We then took on Penaviel, and we went behind inside 30 minutes. I couldn't believe it when this happened, but Labato with the opening goal. We 1-0 down at half time. I shout at the players, and then we do this. Brian finds Barreto, who scores his first ever goal for the club. 6'4" defender. He's bound to score from set pieces, right? We then make it 2-1, sorry. Mauricio Jr. finds Correa, who's not going to miss a chance like that to score 2-1. Then we make it 3. 74 minutes in. We're starting to pick up the pace now. Cabahas with the ball across. He finds Sandoval. No, he finds Antunes, who scores. I think he's 7th of the season. He's getting the goals now, which is really good. Then we make it 4 in the 94th minute of the game. Mauricio finds Pinto, who scores his first ever goal for me. And Lucas Pinto has finally found the back of the net in 4 seasons for me. He's finally scored for me. It's perfect. And we win 4-1 after being 1-0 down at halftime. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. We then hosted Portuguese, and for some reason, we lost. That own goal is something else. Loreo's tried to punch it away. It's gone to the defender. It's then hit the bar, and then Barreto's scored an own goal. That was just a calamity own goal. 86 minutes in, we just couldn't recover. We had the better chances. We had more shots on goal, but we just didn't do well here, and they were the better team. I feel sorry for the defender in that situation because she can't really do much about it. It was just a calamity own goal, and they beat us again for the second time this season. Portuguese might be our bogey club in this team, and I hate it. We then went to Mafra, and we went behind after 40 minutes. Boateng scoring from the free kick. But, this is a big but, we managed to get an equaliser. Sandoval finds Antunes. He plays it across to find Marcio, who scores his 2nd of the season. And we have got an equalising goal. And I was so happy about it, especially when I realised this is the last game now that Alves has played for us. So, we managed to get a point from the league leaders, who've actually started to pick up their form again after having a horrid time. But still, after all these results, we are now in 5th place. We are 5 points off Espinho, who are now in 2nd place. 1 point behind Mafra, who have taken back top of the table. And they really need to get this heads round together. And we're down in 5th. Aruca are in the playoffs right now because Benfica's B team cannot be in there. And we are ahead of Vazin because we drew against them. Yeah, we drew against them. So there you go. We're only 1 point clear of Paços de Ferreira, 2 points clear of Estoril. So right now, we are very firmly cemented in the top half of the table, and I'm happy about that. Portuguese have started to actually find form again and are no longer in a relegation fight as things stand. We should be safe. Even if we lost Alves, our form, even if it drops off massively, we've got enough points this season to really survive. And I think, regardless of Alves' departure, we should be fine. And we've got Gondomar next, who have not done so well as of late. I look at their run of form. They've not won in 7 matches, so watch them beat us now. In fact, they've only won once in the last 10. But yes, we're taking on Gondomar at home. We beat them here last year. They're struggling right now. We may have lost our best player, but quite frankly, we are still good. And in fact, ironically enough, Alves' departure means that every midfielder's got an extra star per rating. So there you go. I think every player's actually gone up half a star or something ridiculous since Alves left. So it shows you that just how highly regarded he was. Also, my midfield 3 love playing with each other. So I'm not sure this is a bad thing because I feel like I had a replacement anyway. Correa is now the main man in the middle anyway. He was already here regardless, but now Mauricio Jr. has moved forward. Breda's now in the end position, which means I don't have to worry so much about that. Marcio can come on from the bench, and he's been good. Marcio is now getting better and better, as it is kind of obvious that he's getting better and better. And I like Marcio because I think he could be an attacking midfielder if we needed him to be, but he could also be a midfielder too, a playmaking midfielder, but he could also play as a Mazzala, on attack or support. So it's good. We're really good with him. And while Correa is not the best player in the position right now, I still think that Correa is still really useful in the midfield role, and we're very happy to have him. We've got a lot of strength in midfield. So Alves' departure, I even talked about it last window in the summer that if we were to lose it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And the fact we didn't lose into a domestic team, a domestic rival, is even better for me because it now means I don't have to worry about facing him anytime soon. Also, Antunes is now a 2.5-star rated player, so he's definitely improving. Is he amazing? Probably not, but he's driven now. He's got 18 determination. Personality changed because I punished him for being poor. Even if his average rating in the league is just 6.55, so that needs to be improved, and quickly. We are now dropping Rafa Fonseca because I'm just going to say this now. I'm not giving Fonseca at the end of the season. He's no longer good enough. He's declined so massively that it's kind of not worth keeping him around. Cabahas is now going to be playing as the main winger. He's actually got a decent number of results here and has got an average rating of 7 overall. So 5 goals, 8 assists in all competitions. He's done really well for me. And also with Bournes now picking up the pace as well and actually doing well with the gains. Even if he's only started once this year and can play as a midfielder, I like him as a winger. So yeah, Bournes is good for me as well. So we've got a good round of players that we can do stuff with. And Beretta's now also getting better and better. So we're looking good. We're looking really good. The question now is this: can we do well without Alves? Let's find out together, shall we? In our first game against Gondomar, who are struggling to say the least. Okay, so we've actually had all the chances so far if we look at the highlights. Yeah, attributes, all the shots have been in our favour. So even without Alves, we've been doing really well so far, even if we just haven't seen it yet. Mauricio Jr. finds Cabahas. Alves didn't really do a lot as much as I would like to say he was amazing for us. But I think even without him, we should be good, regardless. Breda now, out wide to Brian. We've got so much time and space to work with. And we've got players that we can find. Now Breda gets the ball back again. Out wide to Brian again. Plays the cross. Not the best cross in the world. Cabahas keeps it in though. Play it back, all play in the middle. It has done. It's been cleared away. Brian now the ball. Look at how much we're keeping the ball. Correa! That's a really good header. And that's a really good goal. He's 5th of the season. He's 8th for the club overall. He's now matched David Alves in terms of goals. Like I said, even without Alves, I know this is not the best team in the world. Gondomar are struggling right now this year. But even without them, that's still a really good ball from Breda. And the keeper can't do much about it. That's just a really good header. 1-0. Finds Cabahas. Finds Sandova. Sandova, I'm having him play with his back towards goal if I can. And he's done really well for me so far. Sandova, what a ball to Antunes. This is what we can do out of the blue. Correa on the ball. Brian now. What can he do in this situation? Plays a cross. And Sandova's there. And Sandova gets his 11th of the season. Even when he's not the main man scoring goals. He's our main man for goals. But even when he's not fully involved in the front line, he is still able to do stuff like that. Brian with a really good cross. A horrible cross with defenders. And it's just a simple tap in if he gets there first. And Sandova does. 2-0. We are very good at home this year. But even so, I don't feel concerned about our long-term future without Alves. And with the young players coming through, it's going to be fine. And Brian on the ball again. He's a player that will probably need to be looked on, moved at some point, but Cabahas has scored. I say that as he's got a 2nd assist in the game. Really good football. And Cabahas is starting to show why I've dropped Fonseca. Fonseca, while he was getting goals left, right, and centre last year, got 31 goals in 3 seasons. Just has been replaced by Cabahas. And Cabahas is proving why he's highly regarded by me, even if I've had a few issues with him over the years. I'm going to be honest, this has been the perfect match to come to. We've only had 4 shots since I started highlighting the fact we had shots. But we've had 3 goals, nothing to worry about. Gondomar have been terrible in this game. And as things stand, we are going to be down in 5th place still, because Aruca have actually taken the lead after being 1-0 down. No, they was never behind, but they've taken the lead again. Benfica are ahead, and Espinho have now dropped down to 3rd. But Mafra have not scored yet against Vazim, which is understandable because it's Vazim. And it's Brian once more. And again, we're just very comfortable with the ball. We keep possession. We know what we want to do with it. And Barreto now on the ball. We keep our shape properly. We know what we're doing. And because we've been here for so long, the team knows what we want to be doing now. Cabahas now starting to be a pain. Mauricio Jr. finds Sandova. This is really well worked. That's a really good goal. And this, honestly, might be my favourite team so far this year. My Modena team in the beta save was amazing. But even so, this just feels like a very well-oiled machine now. Even without Alves, we're still doing this kind of damage. We've still got a strong striker. We've still got strong midfielders. We're still strong regardless. And we're just comfortable. 4-0. As has just been booked for the first time in the game. Okay, he's been banned already once for his bookings. they might actually have a chance. Vazim just taking the lead against Mafra too. And that's a good goal from Sanha. And it actually lagged a little bit before the goal went in. So, maybe. But even so, it was just a good free kick. I don't know how good this was. Could he give a No, that's not. The keeper's not getting to that. That's just really well struck. So despite that light attempt of a goal, they've not really done much to promise us. I say that. They actually had the same amount of shots as we did, but we just took our chances more, and we had 71% possession. Though their second half stats, they actually had more shots than we did. So, yeah, they tried to come back to us in the second half, but we held on regardless. And so we are still in 5th place. Aruca won against Ferenz. Benfica's B team did beat Estoril, which is good for us, actually, in the long run. Muffa only drew in the end. They went behind at one point of Vazim, but they got an equaliser. So Vazim have now gone down to 7th after Pastor Steve Ferreira, who have recovered this year, won their game against Portmanens in the 93rd minute of the game, no less. And we're going to try and find Espinho, who lost 4-2. So that's good for us, as Cova de Piedro have got above Gondomar, who are now looking like they want to worry about the relegation zone now. Given that we're 18 points clear of the relegation playoffs and the relegation zone, I think we should be fine. I could be wrong though. I think we're fine now for relegation fights. And Barreto is now jaded a little bit, but yeah, it's fine. Brian got 2 assists. That was really good, and I was very happy with him. Yeah, we won this game comfortably. Despite everything else, we're still doing really well in the league, and we've got young players coming through that we can keep an eye on. Finances, well, we're now up to 907,000. We actually were minus 1.1 million before the deal was made. So we kind of need to make that move, unfortunately. We made 218,000 for the players that we sold, and making a profit this month. This year, we're still making a profit of 190,000, and with the sponsorship that should be coming in of 500,000, which might still increase, given that we've got 2 sponsorships ending this year. In one of the general ones, which is 105,000, and the main kit being 215,000. Given that we're now in a higher position than we were higher division we were when we signed those deals, we should be getting more money for those deals. I really am believing that, especially since one of our general deals that came in last year got us 180,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if our sponsorship goes up for next season, especially since we're only getting 575,000 right now. I say only, we're still the 7th highest in the league, but given that we are quite a bit behind Pastor Steve Ferreira and Vazim, and that we can do better and better, I think we could be okay. Our pre-season prediction is still 17th place because Benfica's not counted for some bizarre reason, and we're still 250 to 1 odds to win the league, but we're still fine regardless. Even without Alves, I think we're going to be okay. We've still got a strongest squad anyway, so we should be fine. It's not the end of the world. What I'm going to do, though, is end this here. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on the move of Alves that my board made behind my back. Do you think I'm justified in being annoyed, or do you think we could be fine regardless? I think we're fine regardless, even if I am annoyed, but I just want to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.